Welcome back, viewers, to the Dragster shop and transmission. This will be part 3 of my Dragster axle and frame rails changes. As you can see, I got a little bit more done. And if you haven't done so, check out the first 2 videos on this project. It's been a fun little project that I'm working on as I get the time. But I just wanted to make a short video today and show the progress. So the battery, I made this little tray to keep it from sliding back and forth, side to side. Once I put the hole down, I'm still working on the top here. Still need to finish shaping it. As you can tell, this side is more what I'm going after. The other side, I'm still working on that. So finished up the tray. Now I wasn't going to mount the battery here. I didn't want to put it here. I just didn't want too much up here. Just a fuel tank and I'd have been happy. But in this area right here, as you can see, I've put in an X brace here on the bottom. Originally I was going to put the battery right here in front of the engine. However, even as small as that battery is, it's still going to stick out to, it's still going to come out to right in this area right here, which is not going to give me enough room for my crank pulley, my blower pulley for the crankshaft. So that's why it's back up there. And another thing I've worked on, this is my water pump drive. So I made a bracket back there for that, welded it to the frame, as well as the fuel pump. And so pretty much everything's mocked up. I do run an alternator on this car, which makes it nice. It's worth the extra weight. Another reason I did not want to put the battery up front was the cables. You have to have a master disconnect, and the way I had it on the chassis before, I had it somewhere in this area right here, the same bracket. And what I was gonna do by putting the battery back here was minimize the amount of cable I need to use for the battery and the starter, as well as there won't be any cables up front to look at. So that would help clean up the front end of the car. However, I'm not going that route, unfortunately. The other route I could go would be to mount the switch to the back of the car, which I may still do. Of course, that required, now at that point, that's going to require a lot more battery cable. And the only way I was going to mount this to the rear of the car, the switch here, is if I mounted the battery here. Now I could mount the switch somewhere in here, but I just didn't want to do that. So being that I'm running the battery up there, I'm just going to put the switch back up here somewhere, up on the frame rail somewhere. So now that battery is a Braille brand body battery. Braille, not a sponsor, by the way, but you can mount them, you can lay them down, mount them sideways, diagonal, whatever you got to do. However, yeah, I don't do that. I believe it takes away from the life of the battery. You know, because when they assemble batteries, this is the top cover, your posts are on top, and they put the plates up and down, and in my opinion, they last longer when you mount them upright. When you lay them sideways, the plates are now being mounted sideways, and you know, I just think that shortens the battery life. At least that's been my experience, but then again, it's opinion, so take that as you will. Leave a comment below if you've mounted one sideways, and tell me how long it lasted. I don't know. I've just, you know, I never tried it sideways or upside down or whatever. It just made sense to me to put it on the car, in the car, whatever the case may be. The straight up and down, because that's the way the battery was assembled. Maybe I'm just too anal about it, I don't know, but that's the way I install them, straight up and down, just like they're put together. So that's about it. I still got quite a few welds to finish up. So there's quite a few tack welds in here. And so you can see I actually went ahead and welded 2 5/16 nuts on top of this cross tube, which is this area right here is where the radiator goes. I've got a grommet bushing here, and then I made a bracket to support with these clamps down here. Now, you don't want to mount your radiator solid because the chassis does flex and you don't want to crack your radiator. So my idea for the battery was to put it back here, like I said, because I'd planned on going naturally aspirated on the engine, so that would be no farther than everything sticks out from the front of the engine, just a pulley for the alternator, and that's it. Since I don't run a belt drive fuel pump, this is plenty of clearance. So you know, I still got from here to there. Well, I start thinking, well, I don't want to have to go back and change anything, cut and weld later if I go back to running the blower setup. So I decided that, like I said, put the battery back up front. All right, guys. Well, this is just episode 3 of what I've got going on, and I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and click all. That way you'll get notified every time I post a video. So there you go, and I appreciate you watching. Till the next time. Bye.